Welcome to Jefferson County Post Sports with Mike Stanley. I'm Mike Stanley, and my guests today are Rick Sinard, the head basketball coach of the girls team at the high school, along with his assistant, Sarah Jane Manus. Guys, thanks for coming on with me.
Good. Glad to be
here. I guess we'll just jump right into the season. Maybe either a little shorter than what you guys wanted. Still an outstanding season, 26-8. Talk a little bit about how the season progressed as you went through it.
Well, I think the season progressed great. We started out with a Hall of Fame game, and we got our feet wet in Maryville. Then we went to Bearden, and gosh, we really surprised me when we beat Bearden like we did down there. I felt like that we had a pretty good shot then. You know, that early in the season, if we could reach that potential that we played down there, that we would be fine throughout the season. I felt like a point in the season was our Christmas tournament at Greenville. We proved that we could play with the best team there, you know, in the area of Mount Juliet. And I think that gave the kids a lot of confidence. And then we came back and won 3 straight. And then we had one setback after Christmas, and that was at Cobb County. We didn't shoot the ball very well, but from there on, it was like that we would have big explosions in our game. I felt like our defense created those explosions. We shot the ball well most of the time, but our defense was always there, I felt like. And we just kept rolling, and it kept snowballing, and I think as that happened, us as coaches and our kids gained confidence with every game. I think we came out maybe a little too overconfident in the district championship, or flat, whatever you want to say, but that was very short-lived. These girls bounced back great. They forgot about it, and we went on to win, of course, the region championship. And then Monday night, we didn't shoot the ball to our capabilities, I felt like, in the first half, but the second half we showed that you know, that the Lady Patriots were there, and they came back, and we had a chance, and that's all you ask for out of your team. Disappointing, but the journey that we had throughout the season, the memories that they create for you as a coach and a staff, they can't ever take that away from you.
Right. Sarah, talk a little bit about the weather pushing everything back, kind of bundling everything up. You had the district tournament, and then a couple weeks before you guys got to actually play in the region semifinals, and then all bundled in there at once. How did that affect the team?
Honestly, us as coaches, we never, I mean, it's nice whenever they get that little break, but at the same time, it also keeps us out of the gym to where we're not able to get in and shoot as much as we would want to. For the girls, this year, I don't think it really affected us as far as coming out. Definitely with that region game, to me, or that first round of region against DB, we had so many practices to where whenever we were actually able to get in the gym, it was almost like we were done with practice. We just wanted to play, and you could see that in the girls' faces. They just wanted to get back out there and play their game. They were done with practice. They wanted that first round region game, and that was exciting to see as a coach, just knowing that this weather hasn't phased them. Their focus is still there on what they wanted to accomplish.
Yeah. How much different is it for you as a coach? You know, being a former player, kind of reversing roles and being the one to get the girls motivated rather than getting ready to play. How's that different?
Sometimes it can be, yeah, I guess it's rewarding, but at the same time, I can see the frustration sides of it. And now I know what my coaches went through too.
Right.
number one, it's awesome to be able to coach at my alma mater first and foremost. But I remember how I was as a player and just how hungry I was to always be out there on the court. And sometimes I have to remember though that they're not me. All our girls are different individually. But I think that's what's so great is seeing how they come together as a whole team. Just every single one of their personalities, their skill levels, and what each one of them are great at. It's neat to see all of them come together and create that team that we have. So.
Yeah, Rick, I know after losing to Morristown West for the first time this season in the district championship game, getting them again in the region championship game and being able to take advantage of that, what was the feeling like for you as a coach to get over that hurdle and get the region championship and then kind of coming against your rival Morristown West?
Well, I was just extremely happy for the girls because I knew how much the girls wanted to get a region championship, and you know, us as coaches, we just prepare them, and then they've got to go out there and perform, and hopefully they do that. You prepare them well enough that, and I thought our execution especially in the second half down the stretch against Morristown West was just flawless offensively. We set good screens. We got people open for layups. We made the free throws, which, you know, that's a fundamental that you work on all the time. And of course, we made 8 for 8 in the fourth quarter, and 6 of those coming from Riley Fritz, our freshman. And then, of course, Tori knocked down 2. But just the passing, keeping the ball away from them, the spacing in the fourth quarter, everything that you work on and you sit there and you watch them execute, it really makes you feel good that your team is listening and they're paying attention in practice. And that was exciting right there, just to see the execution in a pressure situation like that. People don't, you know, we talked about that after the game. People don't understand. I mean, you've got a 14-year-old girl out there on that free throw line with the gym packed, and knowing that she's the victory sits in her hands. And boy, what a competitor, and you know what she did. You know, I'll remember that, and I'm sure she will too.
Right. You talked about the gym being packed. Talk a little bit about the following that the Lady Patriots gathered close to the end of the year. How important was that, the crowd being so into it and being so there and so loud?
Well, that's a part of high school athletics. I think the closeness of the students. You know, you look at your college games and you see that all the time, how exciting it is in college. And at tournament time, you know, I feel like that's the best time of the season for these kids because it's pressure. You're really going to see their character revealed, and through that, our student body, our area, all four towns and areas coming together. It's great. It's great that the people in our county supported our teams this year, not only in the tournament, but throughout the year we had great support. Of course, I think a little bit of that helped where we had 10 home games in a row where we played so much on the road to start with, and people don't understand, how tough that was. I felt like that was something that gave our girls confidence too, because they knew they had all those games left at home. So it just a step here, a step there. But the people of Jefferson County, Sarah said it, what a blessing it is to come back and coach at Jefferson County. Yeah. The opportunity to do that. I've been doing it now for about 35 years. And to be the first graduating class out of Jefferson County High School and to coach the kids there. Just a blessing.
Yeah. Sarah, he talked about being in this game kind of gives you toughness. Probably nobody showed more toughness than Alexandria Alder, going down in the regional championship game with an ankle injury. Didn't look like she would be able to play the next night, but she toughed it out and was able to play. Talk a little bit about her toughness and what that shows the other girls on the team.
Well, Alexandria Alder is definitely, to me, I can't explain explain what it is inside of her. I mean, she wants the ball, and I guess my view on her is whenever she sees the lane, and she just goes after it. I mean, she knows what she wants, and she's going to get there no matter what. And that's her overall personality as well. I mean, she's determined, and she's a fighter, and she works hard. Whenever she did go down, she was definitely, I think it sort of took a little bit from the team, but then she got out. I get a text the next morning saying, "Coach, I'm going to play."
Yeah.
And I thought it was fantastic, just seeing that. I mean, I had a feeling she would. If she was capable, I knew she would. There was going to be nothing that was going to keep her out of playing in that sub-state game. And I definitely knew if there was a chance, however small it was, she was going to definitely be there for that game.
Right. I know. I talked to somebody Monday morning, and they said, with Alden not being able to play, it's really going to hurt us. And then I that's when I texted you, and I told them, I said, I don't think there's a chance that she plays.
Yeah.
But for her to step it up and play through the injury, I know it left an impression with media, with fans, and I'm sure it did with you guys as well.
Oh yeah.
Well, Alexandria, like you say, she's a competitor, and I think she inspires the girl with her the way how hard she plays out there. She got better. She's gotten better, and she's gotten better as a point guard for us. She's starting to distribute the ball. When she penetrates now, used to she would just penetrate, and you knew she was going to shoot it when she penetrated. But now she's starting to see that she's drawing other girls to her, and she's finding the kids on the perimeter for open threes, and that makes her just that much more of a dangerous player now.
Yeah. Rick, you kind of touched on it before about agreeing with Sarah about coaching in your alma mater. It stems not only from you guys, but I know for me as being in media and being a graduate there, you want to see the kids succeed and be a part of that, whether it is covering them in media or coaching them as well.
Well, and that's been a passion of mine since I was a student, I guess, at Carson Newman. I had the opportunity to go and coach at White Pine, where I grew up and played. I got to coach my brother's eighth grade. Well, he was actually in the 7th grade, I think. My brother's 7th grade team there while I was still a student at Carson Newman. And then I got to go to Piedmont and coach elementary basketball there for a couple of years. And then finally I got to have Coach Jones and Marion Lowe at Jefferson County High School with the JV and the freshman teams there. And the more I did it, the more excited I got about seeing kids, get better and succeeding at things. And I felt like that, the Lord had led me in the right way of being an educator, a teacher, and a coach, and traveling with my kids, playing golf and baseball. My son played baseball, and being there with them and just seeing them succeed. It's great to be a part of Jefferson County. I know White Pine's way up there, and I know Straw Plains is way down there, and Chestnut Hill is way over there, and of course Danby's right here in the middle of the county, Jefferson City, and Talbot and all of our areas. But when you come together like we have, our leaders of our county saw a great vision, and I was thankful to be part of that for 1 year there, and I think it helped me to get my education because of going on and playing baseball. Yeah. But just being a part of Jefferson County athletics is just a blessing.
Right. I know, Rick, you coached the boys team for a long time. Now you've kind of switched over to the girls team and been with them for a while now. What is the main difference between coaching 15, 16, 17-year-old boys and coaching 15, 16, 17-year-old girls?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say this before I answer that. I coach basketball players. People think that I coach the girls like boys. Some of them do, But I coach basketball players. That's what I see as a basketball player out there. And then I form relationships with those basketball players. The biggest thing is, I rip them just like I rip those boys, but I let them know that it's nothing personal, and I love each and every one of them just like I did the boys. And I think the kids that I've coached, and you can ask her, I've coached her too with golf, but not as much as her personal coach. But the relationship that I have with my kids, everyone's individual. I treat them all different, but I treat them all fair, I think. Right. And but not a whole lot of difference in girls and boys. Boys have moods just like girls do, and you've got to know when you can get on them and when you can't. Yeah. And I think that's part of of anything. Just like a man out here working on a job, his boss knows when he can get after him and when he needs to come up and give him a pat on the back and things like that. And and that's what I try to do. I try to motivate every day. But the moods.
So talk a little bit about being able to coach with your dad. Looking up to him for so long as your coach, as your father, but now being alongside of him on the basketball court. What is that like to Sarah?
Honestly, to me, it is a blessing. I feel like over the years, he was my coach in golf. I will say he was also a coach in basketball. I could always hear him cheering up in the stands. Yeah. And of course, we would have our breakdown after games on those bus rides home. It was usually just me and him sometimes on the bus ride back home. Mm-hmm. I've always held those years really close to my heart. Just the life lessons that he's taught me and the woman that he's helped me become. He always taught me to be my best at no matter what I was doing, golf, basketball, wife, teacher. He's always told me to be my best, my personal best, and to get to work alongside with him. I think the biggest thing for me is because over the years I've saw the relationships that he's formed with his former players. Not too long ago, I've seen several of his boys from the past, his '96 group, and those are some special boys. I remember the stories from them a lot, and to see them come back and see their coach and the hugs that they give him and just the overall respect that they have for him as a man and as a coach, to me, I love seeing that, just to see how important my father played a role in those people's lives, not just mine. But I learn from him every day. We talk about getting able to coach for our alma mater, and to me, my dad is a true Jefferson County patriot. He loves his county. I mean, as he's described, he loves being a part of it. I don't think there's anything that could really take him away. And to me, I think that's my biggest lesson learning from him, is just being as passionate as he is in this sport and all sports, and just being a part of it. And I'm continuing to learn as well as the years go on. So.
Yeah, and Rick, I'll kind of follow up with the question. How is it to coach with your daughter on the sidelines?
Well, I don't think that we've had the success that we've had without her being as one of my assistants, and of course, working with John Hill 2 years have brought life lessons to us as a coach and assistant coach, learning from him. But Sarah does a great job in teaching practice. She's learning every day. She's a young coach, and she's taken on her duties very well. She understands what she has to do for me, where I chew and I get after. She goes along behind, and she's the buffer. She helps them to understand that, hey, coach is just trying to challenge you. He's trying to get you better. You know that he cares for you, but just understand what he's trying to accomplish with you. Who gets to see their daughter every day like that? I mean, we're practically together probably 11 months out of the 12 months.
Yeah.
And you know, my other kids, Michael Logan and Katie Joe, they're behind the scenes too, but they're there with us.
Yeah.
They come to all the ball
Yeah.
games, the support there. It's a family thing, and of course, my wife Regina. What a great inspiration she's been to me throughout our 32 years of marriage.
Yeah.
And she's the great woman behind the coach, and you know, every coach will tell you that
Yeah.
that there's always someone behind, and she's the one that keeps me on task. She's the one that tries to help me stay positive when I come home feeling down. But this one right here is there's a special bond that we formed, but I certainly would not have been able to do this without her, and I'm glad Coach Rogers and Dr. Walker decided to let me have her when I asked for it.
Yeah, I know there's many times throughout the basketball game where you and Sarah won't have to get on to the officials if they make a bad call, because the other Sinard section up there is giving them everything they can handle. It's fun watching them throughout the basketball game just as well as you guys. You know, talk a little bit. We'll go back to a little bit on this season. You know, now that the state tournament has started and you see the teams like a Beard and like Morristown West have a little bit of success, and knowing that the draw that you guys got last season with Mount Juliet in the first round was a big task for a smaller team, because they had those big girls in the middle. But seeing them have success and knowing that, hey, we were right there, we've defeated these teams, does it make you feel worse because you think we could be in that same situation, or does it make you feel better because, hey, we competed with teams that are in the Final Four in state?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm very happy for Knox Beard and Morristown West. It's good to know that they've gotten down there and they've had success. But no, I'm not. I'm not jealous that they're down there and they're having success. And I know Sarah's not. We've talked about that already. Our season ended. We had a great journey, and that's what seasons are. We got a tough draw last year, but our girls went down there believing that they could beat this team. And of course, what a team we played. But I felt like through the second half of that game, I felt like our girls played as hard and played with confidence. And if I had to do over, I would have pressed them the whole ball game, because I felt like in the full court pressure, it was there. But no regrets. This team was, I guess Coach Jones down at UT, he calls them Team 1 or Team 357.
Yeah.
Well, this was Team 3 for me.
Right.
But they're much more than a team. They're our girls, and we'll come back this summer and start getting ready for next year.
Yeah. Sarah, we'll kind of go back to you. Talk a little bit about next season's team. You got a lot returning, of course. Brooke and Aaron leaving the program as seniors, but have a ton of talent and a ton of experience coming back.
Oh yeah, and I think that's fantastic for our girls and for us. They're familiar with what we're already doing, which is always a great thing. Mm-hmm. I do hate to see our seniors go. Last year it was difficult to watch our 5 leave and the leadership, and I think that's what you end up missing the most, is just the memories that you make with those kids and knowing that they're not going to be there on a regular basis anymore, and also missing their leadership that they had as those seniors. Right. And the good thing, like you said, is we do have experience coming back for our team. I think they'll be able to take on a lot. I'm excited to see who will be able to step into those leadership roles, and who will help take control of this team as well. Not just me and him as coaches, but we like to see leadership form in our girls and take that step. But like I said, I think it's fantastic, the experience that we're going to have back, and I'm excited for the summer. I'm excited to see what this next season holds for us. So.
Coaching the girls and just basketball in general, when you lose a game such as you guys did in the sub-state game, is that fuel for the off season? Is that fuel for the girls ordinarily during the off season to get better?
We mentioned that and let them know where they got and where they want to go and where they want to be. What do you want to do to get there? Do you and coach will tell you throughout the year, if you all want to be mediocre, that's what we can be. You know, or do you want to play for championships? And if you want to play for championships, you've got to treat each game like a championship game, I feel like. Right. And I felt like our girls did that this year. After the Thanksgiving tournament, I felt like our girls treated each game like it was a championship game. They played hard throughout the game, and I think that's motivation in itself there. Of course, they want to get to the state. They want to win that gold ball. Yeah. And what an opportunity you said. It's been a great opportunity this year. The bracket that we were in was great. If we were won, but you know, and you were talking, Sarah, about our seniors and our leadership. You know, Brooke and Aaron. Well, Brooke goes without saying. You know, good athlete, good player for us, good leader. But Aaron, what a class act she is. I mean, Aaron got very little playing time, but what a leader on the floor she was. Her presence was known every day at practice. And Aaron, you know, Aaron took that leadership role and did with it what she needed to do with it. Her attitude was great. You know, her mom and dad have raised her the right way. It's not about me; it's about everybody else. And you know, that I thought that exemplified Aaron this year. She was hurt, but she was there, and she led the girls. She was there being part of the girls. You know, she could have went home and stayed with that hurt ankle and all that, but no, she was there. And you know, it's nice to see that you've got young people going out into your world like that.
Yeah. We'll kind of finish with this, and I hate to, but talk a little bit about the absence of John Hill this year. You know, with he was on your staff for the final 2 years, but he was at the school that you were at for a long time.
Well, John and I's paths crossed early in life. I met Coach Hill when I was actually going to be a freshman in high school. My aunt lived in Damage, and I was going to come to Maury and play football. So I came down and spent the summer. I wanted to play football, and they were having practice during the summer basketball. And so I played basketball too, so I went up and I got to meet Coach Hill there and all that, but the good Lord, my mama didn't see that happening. She kept me in White Pine, and thankful she did. And then when I came to the high school as a coach, Coach Hill was there that first year, and then he came back to Jefferson County after he'd been gone for a while. He helped me with my boys' son. Coach just wanted to be around kids. He wanted to coach basketball. He wanted to be part of their lives. And, you know, and I coached his son, Andy. Andy played for me. But working with him these last couple of years, we'd often sit and talk after practice. And the knowledge that I've gained from him, you know, on how to handle kids, on, you know, what to do here, what to do there. You know, basically calling timeouts, you know, things of that nature. Coach Hill will always be missed. And we've saved a place for him over there on the sideline. We've got a place for him. We respect that place, and the kids respect that place, and he's still part of us.
Yep. Sarah, anything you'd like to add about Coach Hill, about the things that maybe he taught you during the short time you get to work with him?
Well, like I didn't only get to experience Coach Hill for those 2 years. As a coach, I did for 2 years, but he was also present whenever I was playing at Jefferson County. He was also an assistant coach to me, and I think it goes back to how I was talking about my dad being a true patriot. I mean, that just speaks volumes whenever you think of John Hill. He loved his community. He loved this place. Even whenever he retired, he was still substitute teaching. He just genuinely loved to be around the kids, the students, and the players. He loved being a part of it, and golly, did he love the game of basketball. And I do, during the games, it was very hard coming into that first game and not having him in that seat next to me. He always had that first seat at the helm up there, and it was difficult. And our girls, they did miss him. And like Dad said, we keep him present. We remember the things that he's taught each and every one of us, and we always will hold that very dear to our hearts, the memories that we've made with him.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming on with me this morning. Like to congratulate you guys on a great season, 26-8, making it to the Sweet 16, if you will, in Tennessee.
Yeah.
3A basketball. Out of 114 Class 3A teams, you guys are in the final 16 for the second year in a row. Again, thank you guys for coming on with me. Get out here and support these girls next season, as they'll be successful again next season. Some quick reminders of this week. At the high school, spring sports start up. You have softball Monday at 5:30 at Farragut, baseball at 5 o'clock Monday against Morristown West. Also, tennis will host a match against Sevier County at 4:30 on Tuesday. Soccer will host Catholic Monday at 5 p.m. And then, of course, track and field will host their first match at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. For Sarah Jane, Rick Sinard, I'm Mike Stanley. Thank you guys for watching.
Go Patriots.